In this video I will be answering the question number 2, which is how effective is the combination of my main product, which is my trailer, and our ancillary tasks, which are the magazine and the poster. I'm gonna keep looking down because I'm looking at my magazine to refer to and my poster was to refer to. So when referring to our movie poster, we decided to go for quite a simple theme. It's got the main character's face central in the poster, covered in cloud and black around as well, and we use white font. So it's quite a simple trailer, quite a simple poster. I think the fog that covers his face gives a sense of mystery and adds to the thriller mood, and also the black, it kind of hides his face away. So the poster told the story, told the genre, it made the genre quite clear, at the same time kind of hid the story. It's not that obvious, and there's not a lot going on in the trailer, in the poster. So it doesn't give much away. It's just a picture of the main character. So you know from the poster that, because it usually tends to be the main character of the movie that is on the poster of the film. So you know from the poster that George will be the main character. There's shadows over his face, which gives like a sense of loneliness. They cover half of his face. So the covering half of his face kind of makes him look suspicious, maybe hiding away from something he's done, potentially highlighting the fact that he could possibly be a suspect in this film, even though he is the brother. However, you wouldn't know this from just looking at the poster. But that's what we tried to attempt to do, attempt to show. We didn't want to make him look completely innocent in the poster. We wanted to show that he was a potential suspect and that he was hiding away. For our poster we took a lot of inspiration, and you can see our poster is quite similar to the magazine poster of the James Bond Spectre film. Within this film, within the poster, you can see the similarities between our poster and the Spectre one. He has a shadow on his face, and a lot of the text and the font is surrounding his head, which is something that we achieved as well. You can see the serious look in his face, which is also the same for ours. So I think looking at that magazine poster definitely inspired us and egged us on to go on the same kind of theme that the James Bond poster achieved, because it is a thriller genre, which is obviously the same as ours. Although it's quite a different type of thriller movie, it's still something that we wanted to try and achieve. The simple challenge of our trailer was that the objective of a trailer is to intrigue an audience into watching your film or trailer. So we had to make sure that our poster was intriguing, and when someone saw it on the street or on a bus, etc., they would be interested to look at it and read about our trailer and try and find out more. We needed to make sure that everything was perfect. We used Photoshop to edit the poster, and we used websites like Dafont for our fonts, because to make sure that the text that we used was perfect for our theme that we were going for. For people looking at our poster, you can see that it is very simple, but I think it's quite effective the way that we've laid it out. It's filled with dark space. It's just George's face in the middle or to the left, and then on the right we have all the white text. All the text throughout the poster is just white. The only two colours we really use in the poster are black and white. you can see that there has been editing on the face, which I did in Photoshop to give more of an effect and make its face more defined and glow, which is also the same effect that we've done for our title of our film, which is missing. You can see that it's glowing up, which is obviously so that anyone that looks at the poster knows what it's called, because it stands out so much, especially in the background of black. Apart from George's face and the actual title, we have at the top the 3 names of our main characters, which are also in a serif font, as well as the missing. So we have Jack Lawrence, George Granger and Jake Stoneham all in white at the top, all quite central. So we've positioned it to make it look professional, and even though we haven't got a big budget, I think our poster gives it gives off the effect that we do, gives us the impression that we do because of the way that we've designed it. Other than that, we then have the age rating at the bottom, 15, and then we have our production company logo in the bottom right. In between that, we have all of our credits, and then we also have reviews, which I think are quite important because for customers and onlookers looking at our poster, if they see that big companies have rated, for example, jaw-dropping, extraordinary story, mind-blowing, and then 5 stars for all of them, and then we just it's coming from The Sun, The Times. So if people see that big newspapers like this have said these kind of things about our poster, then it's obviously worth going to see. And then we also have in cinemas New Year's Day, quite big in between our title and the credits at the bottom, because obviously if someone did take an interest to our poster, then we'd have to make it clear when the date of the release was. The image of George's face is on the left, and the way we achieved this was there's a drama studio at our school with lots of control of the lights, so luckily we had the chance to be able to use lights to shine on his face from lots of different angles, and we took lots of pictures and kept coming back, having a look at the pictures, editing them a bit, and then realising it wasn't the right kind of photo for our poster. We eventually got this picture just by taking photos of lots of different photos from different angles and trying to not recreate the same as Spectre poster of James Bond, but have something similar to try and achieve the same effect. So overall, I think the combination of our poster and our main production is very effective, because our poster intrigues the audience by giving them the mysterious professional look of our poster, but at the same time withholding a lot of the narrative and plot of the story, because I don't think our poster gives enough away for someone to even guess what happens. Obviously the title missing, you'd assume that someone goes missing, but other than that, obviously there's no other pictures in our poster apart from Julia's face, so I definitely think as an audience you just want to know what the link between the title and the face was. You may assume the person in the photo goes missing and not his brother, but yeah, overall I think that the combination is very effective. For our magazine poster, I feel it looks quite similar to our poster, however I think it looks much more blockbustery, and which links to the magazine we chose, which was Total Film, which is a massive magazine company for films. I think our poster definitely gives off the blockbuster effect theme. we have George positioned in the middle of the magazine poster, and he has lighting on one side of his face and a bit of shadow on the other, similar to the poster. There's no emotion in his face. He's very serious, similar to the poster, and you can tell just by the way he's looking at the camera that he is of the thriller genre. You could say it looks quite similar to a James Bond film, just the way he is sitting there. He's in a suit as well. He looks quite smart, which gives off like a sophisticated kind of look, a smart look. Our magazine links, and I've been able to link between both of them with synergy using the same kind of fonts. We again used white, simple fonts, bold fonts that stand out to the audience within a back